they will give them a chance. Like just pick Moscow, no problem. We will play around it and we will counter it.
So who do we think are they going to ban right now? For the first week, they ban Hilda immediately. Rosa ban Hilda immediately. We might see a Basha ban, of course, definitely. Yeah, a Basha ban, definitely. We might see an Eve ban also, or they might actually leave Eve and go for a Zushin ban. Farsa, I don't think. You know, there is a very small chance for Farsa to get banned, but it might happen. It might happen. You know, I'm not sure. But there are more dangerous meta picks than Farsa right now that they can ban, because there is Lancelot, there is Hayabusa. They actually went for a Gatakacha ban. That's very interesting. So they know, they've watched, as I told you, they watched yesterday's game, so they know that Gatakacha is going to be an annoyance for them. And of course, the fourth ban from Team Dfyg is going to be Fanny. Yep, we saw a Zushin ban right now. They're doing the bans immediately. They're not waiting for the countdown to finish. Right now, Dfyg has their last ban in the first phase, the first ban phase. So who do you think, Soldier, they're going to ban?
For me, like it will gonna pick for the ban. They need to avoid to deny any mages for Aurora game and for Dfyg. They're not trying to eliminate as much as pool, like hero pools, until they will be forced. They will choose one for them.
Do you think they're going to ban Eve? No, they didn't ban Eve. They're banning Gronk, and they're giving Aurora a chance to actually pick Eve. So
predictable ban. Until now, like we saw it yesterday 2 times, but in the whole tournament we didn't see him any single match.
If I was Dfyg, I would have banned Glue immediately, to be honest. Yeah, but the first pick, of course, is going to be Lancelot from Team Aurora Gaming. Right now, we're waiting for Dfyg. So Yon and Vel are going to pick. Of course, we're expecting an Eve, you know. Yeah, it's an auto pick. Yeah, it's an auto pick. Definitely, it's an auto pick. I don't want to give Aurora, Lancelot, and Eve at the same time, which will shrink their chances of winning, actually. So, yeah, they need to take something, a meta pick. So, we're waiting for Vel right now. Who would he go for? Since we have Hilda, since we have Gatakacha in the ban list, who else is there as a fighter, actually?
As a fighter?
Yeah.
Wait. No.
They would go for Yi Sun-shin, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yi Sun-shin as a marksman in the jungle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. But right now, are we gonna see a Hellcurt today? Do you think?
Wow, this is a pocket pick from them.
I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, although
still hovering.
Yeah, he's hovering right now. Yeah, we still didn't see any fighters. Still didn't see any fighters or roamers, because usually we see fighters and roamers
in the first picks.
So we haven't seen any yet. We still have Xborg. We still have Lapu Lapu is available right now. They can pick him. There are different fighters that are available, of course. Lots of fighters. Who are they gonna go for? There's Xborg as well. But no, they're going for Kalea and Moonmox. So at least we have one roamer right now who is shown in the game from Team Aurora, which is, of course, Kalea. And right now, we have the last pick for the first pick phase for Dfyg.
Lunux versus Eve, it's perfect. Also, they can go for Farsa. But Lunux, it's more comfortable for Aurora game. And like if we focus on Gat ban, this is like denying Team Dfyg to initiating the fights and engaging. They're trying to eliminate as much fights in the early.
Yeah, and they're also eliminating also the backdoor clashes. So it's a good choice for them to actually ban Gatakacha. Right now, the third and the last pick for, of course, the Team Dfyg is Hylos. So Hylos is going to be the roamer. Kalea is going to be the roamer for Team Aurora. And right now, we are in the second ban phase, and we're waiting for Superken to go for his ban. And since, of course, we have a jungler, a roamer, and a mage for Team Aurora, so I believe the remaining ones are actually XP laner and gold laner.
They will try to, in the ban phase 2, they will try to target the gold laner and XP more than.
Let them play the hero.
Yuzong.
Yeah, Yuzong is a quite a logical ban.
Yuzong, they need to ban it because there is Eve. And like yesterday we saw it, Yuzong and Farsa, how he counters, and when she opens the ulti, he counter it. Now versus Eve also the same thing. It's going.
Yes, definitely. So we're waiting for, of course, as you can see, target ban, Moskov, target ban immediately, not giving him a chance whatsoever. But it's very unlikely to go for Yisun-Chin and Moskov in the same match, because that would be two actually marksmen. And not only two marksmen, they're going to be, two squishy heroes, which is...
too much damage dealer with 0 tanks.
I think it's waste of ban.
A Moskov? Not really. They didn't want to take chances. So they said let's ban him. But yeah, it was very unlikely for Dfyg to pick Moskov for this game. Right now we have of course, the last ban from Team Dfyg was Esmeralda, which makes a lot of sense. She would be a lot of annoyance as an XP laner, so they actually ban her. We might see another XP laner ban from Team Aurora. Might be Reynos, might be Xborg, might be Ruby. We still have lots of picks. Of course,
we forgot about Ruby.
Yeah, and Harith. Lapu is definitely getting banned.
Ruby still open, Harith still open.
Yes, and of course Xborg is open, Uranus is open. So there are different choices still for Team Dfyg to go for.
For Dfyg now it's a little bit hard for the draft. They're trying to deny as much. Like they ban Esmeralda. Wow, Uranus. Wow. Perfect.
Since of course
predicted from you.
Yeah, and since of course Yuzong is not there, he's in the ban list. So because Yuzong in the early game he's very powerful, and in front of Uranus is extremely powerful. And actually they banned also Esmeralda, which showed that they're actually planning to pick Uranus, because also Uranus and Esmeralda clashing in the XP lane. They're not going to kill each other. They won't be able to kill each other, but at least they're going to be busy fighting each other in the lane. So we might see an Alice and a Claude actually. And Alice is a great choice as well, but it's a gamble choice, to be honest. They're gambling a little bit in the Alice choice, but such a wonderful choice right now.
Yep, Claude and Alice. They like to gamble. Look, for the first game, it's testing, because they have 3 games, like best of 3. So if they lose one, they can grab their cards and play it again.
Definitely, yes. And as you can see, Alice and Uranus are actually facing each other in the XP lane, and these two are like monsters of lifesteal, basically. So they're just going to keep on fighting each other for quite a while. Alice has a little bit more mobility than Uranus, but Uranus has more survivability than Alice. But in the late game, Uranus is crazy. So, yeah, I think they're aiming. I think Dfyg, right from now, they're aiming for the late game. They're going for the late game and not the early game.
Uranus impact, it's more than Alice. Oh, Harith is the last pick.
Yeah.
Wow. The impact of Harith and Uranus together, and there is Eve with the team. That's in the paper for me, Dfyg.
Actually, for me, it's Aurora, because there is one questionable thing in Dfyg, is that there is only one physical damage dealer in Team Dfyg, and the remaining are all magical damage heroes. On the other hand, we have Lancelot and we have Claude in Aurora, which are 2 physical damage dealers and 2 also damage dealers. So we'll see. Maybe, of course, Dfyg has a saying in this, but yeah, we wish them all the best.
Yeah, and this is the first semi-final match of Games of the Future. So top 4 teams, best of 3, single elimination. Everything is on the line. So let's send it over to our casters to bring you all the action. Dfyg versus Aurora Gaming, semi-final start now.
Thank you so much to the panel for breaking down our first game here. Again, the semi-finals, this best of 3 between 2 amazing teams that have gone the journey up to this point, fought their way through it all, and now it leads down to 2 final days here for Games of the Future 2025 in Abu Dhabi. It's me and Nisu joined here with Wolf to bring you the action. Wolf, how we feeling, man? This is a crucial one. It's a best of 3. This is game 1. I feel like both teams brought their best strategy for game 1, though.
Hey, I like what you said. Kind of feel like Super Ken on any assassin/core heroes would be good for Dfyg. At the same time, I kind of miss Long with the Moskov as Pagu almost is taken out there. TNT on the Lancelot's always a sight to see. Aurora Gaming, they're poised to make a late game run against Dfyg, whereas Dfyg wants to control the early to the mid game. We'll see if that will be what we are seeing today.
Yeah, again, with this kind of the course that we've seen, at least through here, of Games of the Future, we've seen a lot of this back and forth between game to game, where teams would opt for either the YSS lineup. That's pretty much how I like to call it. And now this one is a little bit different, just because, again, you don't have naturally what we do see is when the YSS is picked up on a composition, you'll have like the double fighter going, you know, for that case. But in this one, it's Lone goes with the Harith. And it's interesting because even in the draft, they banned out the Moskov, right? So they banned out the Moskov. He's not going to have that. That's fine. Okay, he's low. But Logan is going to be on this Harith that needs to go ahead and scale up. And, you know, I expect him, I don't actually know if Aurora Gaming is just going to keep using one ban just specifically for Logan, because that's exactly what it is. That's a targeted ban towards him, because we've seen what he's capable of doing on that Moskov. So he's going to have to do the same thing here with the Harith, dealing with the fact that Harith did receive a little bit of a nerf essentially in the patch a few days ago. But right now, Dfyg has complete control of the objective. They secure the first turtle of the game, and Aurora really isn't able to do much. And that is just because of the lineup that they have, really. You're not going to be able to really do much until Pagu is level 4 on that Kalea.
Yeah, in fact, Aurora Gaming with this Alice in the XP lane as well. You have the Cut and the Lancelot. All of that combined together. Kind of they want to go for the late game. There will be a clash in the mid lane. They force the Brilliance for now. It goes the ultimate, but the Flicker will save Rosa. As we get out of there for Dfyg. They Glorious Pathway. He's from number 2. They know that there's no Brilliance. They can dive. They have taken up Rosa. A kill onto Super Ken, and they have taken the Yi Sun Shin. The juggle under the turret is perfect for Dfyg. And they even get more. We do know that this composition coming from Dfyg excels in the mid game for Dfyg. I mean, specifically for this game. If you look at the line of Dfyg, sometimes it can work in the mid and the late game. In other, you know, if Aurora picked anyone else. But I think that in specifically this game, the power spike for Dfyg is in the early to the mid game. Whereas for Aurora Gaming, they're fine if this game can be prolonged. If we got to an 18-minute game, they're super duper strong.
And we've seen that. We've seen that a couple times. Like, oh, Tsunami Slam.
Tsunami D. That's going to be Zed taken out. Glorious Pathway already laid down. Dfyg. He wants to get a poke. Brilliance is there. Pagu stuns Super Ken for an extra stun. But TNZ, I mean, he wants to go for that exchange on the E1 as E1 already took out Rosa. They even take more. That's going to be Pagu as E1 survives with literally 1 HP. In front of Aurora Gaming, man.
Yeah, great timing there from U1. I mean, just right at the right moment, was able to set things up and then get out with his life. So great play there. Super Ken getting the 2 kills that he has as well, helping him scale up on this YSS. It's, you know, the decision-making here from Dfyg has been probably the most standout thing, like in their journey up to this point in the semifinal. You know, it's, if you consider them for a lot of viewers out there, even ourselves, Wolf, when we first were introduced to the players from Dfyg and, you know, the iterations from of course.
They want to go for Super Ken, but there comes a Tsunami Slam to counter this Yi Sun Shin. Uranus as well as the Hylas, they are tanking for now, but not going to be enough as Rosa, the Lunox, with the HP-based damage against the Uranus, it works so well. Now Aurora Gaming more than have caught up in this game.
Yeah, they basically caught up. I mean, as soon as I was saying that, I was like, you know, Dfyg's improvement has mainly been the decision-making. Now they decided to go ahead and fight that fight, thinking that, again, I think any team would take that, though. You're up 1.5 K gold earlier into that turtle. You might try to fight that, you know, considering with what you had. They just kind of, the positioning wasn't where they wanted. Lunar's really low. Super Ken will get that. So that's the best thing right now that's happening for Dfyg. Super Ken killing spree. Oh, Rosa. Okay, yeah, you don't go for that. Yeah, so you just build up on this YSS until, once again, Lung is going to be online on the Harith. And that's why we see this such aggressiveness from Zed and the rest of the squad here. Even Yi1 on the Eve. You know, I feel like Yi1 is one of the more aggressive Eve players out there. There's a couple that I can think of. Yi1 definitely being one of them.
Yeah. It's going to be important for Dfyg to still keep this Eve ultimate always intact. Like the previous flash that they have lost, it's mainly because Aurora Gaming were able to find the opening onto Yi1. Credit goes to Lunar, of course. The Throne of Ruin into the backlines of the Dfyg, and you can feel that for Dfyg, if they don't have Yi1, always difficult to win a team fight. They need that AoE damage. Of course, eventually Super Ken will be a problem for Aurora Gaming to deal with when it comes to damage, but you definitely need. Now, Harith is nearby the turtle. Dfyg can activate him. So is the Claude for Aurora Gaming. Lunar already is looking for a target. Yi1 is so important, but it seems like Super Ken is so far away from the turtle fight and might just actually concede this. Zed already popping the ultimate. The Glorious Pathway out. They want to go for a Tsunami Slam, but Pago only finds the high loss. You don't want to go for that. Super Ken just straight up drops that, forfeits that turtle, and just goes for the push onto the top lane.
Yeah, just trade the objectives for now. Zed, he doesn't have a pathway. Might be forced to use a Revitalize here if they actually commit to this. Lunar is there as well, but luckily he had the rest of the team from Dfyg. Look at the push happening up top, too. Super Ken actually able to go ahead and get a little bit of damage on that tier 2 up top.
Okay. Shifts
Super Ken
to the purple buff, though.
And he takes the buff.
Oh, there's a Tsunami Slam with a flicker. Angle might be good enough. It's not the best, but the members of Aurora Gaming still nearby. The shutdown will be there. Siggy Boom picks up an important kill, man.
I don't know if that was worth it, because I mean, Tienzi can go ahead and start this purple. Vel might
for sure
go ahead and help, but again, you know, you didn't. It's not like you got the tier 2 turret down. You did a little bit of damage. You did take that purple. Tienzi still trying to decide on what he wants to do. They are going to get the call to clear out the little minion. So purple buff is still going to be up most likely for Super Ken, but yeah, that was also a shutdown, right? So that bit of gold now swings in favor of Aurora Gaming, and it's going to put Dfyg in a position where now you can't completely just play on that momentum that Super Ken had. He's going to have to adjust because Aurora is starting to hit that spike with this composition where, you know, they're going to have to be concerned. And Siggy Boom's not even there yet. Like, it's going to be a few more minutes for that Klon to be online, but he's farming, he's double laning, he's getting what he needs. And once those 3 items are there, that gets pretty difficult to deal with if you're Dfyg.
Yeah. Imagine this game is hanging on the balance, and Super Ken has played so well in the first 6 minutes of the game. Gets 3-0-1, but in just one slip up, he gets greedy, steals the purple away from Aurora Gaming, quickly punished by Pago with that flicker. And now they will be struggling a little bit. And with the Glorious Pathway, he's starting the fight in an awkward angle for Dfyg, as it's so difficult to actually help with the Glorious Pathway because there's a couple of walls blocking that angle. Now, Pago wants to go for Super Ken, but in comes Tsunami Slam onto just Zed this time. Lunar goes for the backline. Super Ken under duress. Super Ken low, has the cycle line, but will be chased down by the Lancelot. It's going to be Super Ken down and Lee Sun Shin out, as well as the high loss in Aurora Gaming. It looked very easy for them to win this Lord fight.
Hey man, it doesn't matter if Pago is Patrick Star or Sakura here. It doesn't matter who he's playing. You know, he's going to be so aggressive on the plays, in the roam, starting things up, putting their opponents in a difficult position. And that's what Pago does great. You know, and a lot of the best roamers out there have that ability to go ahead and just put the opposing team in a very uncomfortable position that is basically a threat to their own objective fighting, because every single team, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that advantage when it comes to the positioning for the Lord take or for the turtle. Look at this.
Lunar onto the backline. C1 in trouble, has the flicker out, but Zed will meet his demise. Now Lunar is going to be traded out by the Dfyg. Comes Siggy Boom with the ultimate, destroys the turret, but they will not get a kill for now. Rosa is posing for this one. Has the brilliance. In comes the Lancelot, threading the needle. How long is going to be taken out? TNZ unpunished as he dives with the Lancelot. The dashes will be enough. The Dfyg claims another turret up top. And it's a 4,000 gold lead for Aurora Gaming.
TNZ just doing work again. You see that so often with the Lancelots, right? They see the low health bars. They don't care about the turrets, man. They'll just go puncture their way in. Phantom Execution, Thorn Rose out, maneuver, and that is the finesse that Lancelot brings to a composition. And, you know, it's still the same thing. Like I was saying, it's either Pagu or it's Lunar. Lunar, that time, it's an interchange. It's like, it's both the responsibility for them to go ahead and start these fights up, and you just don't know who's going to do it if you're Dfyg. So sometimes it's like, you know, even if they're bundled together, that's actually working against them because there's an Alice across from them. And that Throne of Ruin, whether he uses the Gleam or the Flicker with it, will be it. Oftentimes he's catching multiple people, and that's the problem, you know. And if it's not them and you're by yourself, that's where the threat of the Kalea comes, because you're going to get picked off with a Tsunami Slam. And that is the difficult part of dealing with this lineup that Aurora Gaming brought to the table in game one. It's working so well for them that they're, yes, 5.5k ahead. Here's a Tsunami Slam.
They will be starting with the Highness. This time Lunar with the backline catches 3 members of the Dfyg. He went out. That's the even. Now the Lancelot with the punctures misses the Thorn Rose, and the Bell survives because of that. But he won. A valuable target for Aurora Gaming to take out. That's the main defense for Dfyg. And Aurora Gaming can knock onto the doors of Dfyg into the mid lane. They go. Pagu looking for another jump now. Bell taking so much damage coming out from the pokes of the Aurora Gaming. Unfortunately for Dfyg, they will be able to clear out the minion wave. But Aurora are just stealing away all of their cramps. It's going to be the purple buff as well as the green camps out there.
I like it, man. It's Aurora Gaming is doing exactly what this composition is supposed to do. You saw that where they Tsunami Slam Zed away from the team. Lunar follows through with the Throne of Ruin on this Alice. And it's just kind of catching them off guard. For Dfyg, they're trying to decide, you know, how do we fight this? TNZ is going to put pressure here. Lord was started up by Super Ken. They're going to be pushed off of it, though. So now in a position to possibly force a fight. Pagu once again.
Pagu starts this clash. But in comes the Zaman Force, but Lunar ahead on the 3. Super Ken is now Siki Boom under the backline. Takes how long? And only 2 members remain for Dfyg. Bell, a tanky Uranus. But Aurora does not mind. I think that they have an opening into the bottom lane. That's where Yuan wants to go. Bell surviving against this Alice. They might not even mind this Uranus. They will just take the Lord. No one is dying up top. Let's not kid ourselves. Well, in comes Sigu Boom. So yeah, this is going to be fine for Aurora. They have collected the Lord this time. Rosa is here. They have more than enough damage to take out Bell. Yep, they're taking their time. Yep. Okay.
They're taking a lot of time here, Wolf.
They're taking way long. Okay, it's an alley-oop, but Rose takes. I thought it will be given to TNC.
You know what? Hey, that's Uranus right there, right? Sometimes you just got to keep them there for the rest of the team to come through, and whoever is going to capitalize on the kill will get it. But essentially, what they've done is they've got themselves another Lord, making its way down the bottom lane. Dfyg scrambling here. This lineup too. Yes, sure, they'll be able to deal with the Lord. They should be able to clear this out, maintain themselves in this game. But most likely, once Yi1 uses that real world manipulation and it's gone, they lose such a big component to the damage profile that they have. Really, Lung on this Hereth might not be enough here with this kind of lead that Aurora Gaming has, even with his Zaman Force, just because it's such a forced fight with either Pagu or Lunar. So Lord is going to go down here. Next waves are going to be pushing in. There goes Pagu.
Oh, Lunar actually catches their student this time, but Yuan is actually in trouble. Now, long as well from Siki Bomb. They have taken out 2. Let's get the damage dealers of Dfyg out now. Super Ken is in trouble. The true damage left is there.
Oh.
And now TNC collects the kill. Zen will be taken out. That's a triple for TNC. Shut down for Siki Bomb this time, but TNC wants to go for Bell. A double kill even for the Uranus, but that doesn't matter. A complete team wipe for Aurora Gaming, and that's game 1 for sure.
8-0-7. TNZ with the showcase, the maniac on that Lancelot. Again, it was picked up for a reason, played to near perfection. Once again, Aurora Gaming with this composition, they knew the game plan for this from start to finish. They could choose multiple fights however they wanted to because of that combination alone, the Alice and the Kalea. And when you scale up this fast, you know, you kind of get to take what you want. And that's what we saw when the, second, third turtles started to break out. And Aurora Gaming just really was able to go ahead and capitalize on a lot there. I know this is a lot to break down in game one, but we are going to be throwing it over here to the panel to go ahead and talk more about game one.
What a way to start our semifinals. We are now 1-0 in the series, and Aurora Gaming secured that win.
To be honest, Aurora Gaming, they give little bit space for the Dfyg in the first game. They give them the first blood, they give them the turtle, but their momentum cannot be break easy.
Yeah, that is very true. Aurora Gaming was playing quite, excellent actually this match. And oh my God, TNZ with Lancelot was unbelievable. He was, getting into the fights, getting the kills, and backing out immediately. But of course, we've seen Rosa do a great job as well. Pago was unbelievable with actually baiting the tank, stripping him away from his team so they can kill him and then clash with the team with no tank. So yeah, their play, Aurora's gameplay was very, very, very strategized. So kudos actually for Team Aurora for this win.
You know what? If Aurora continues to play like this, we are looking at their spots in the grand finals. That is for sure.
They can save a spot if they continue in the same rhythm they played in the first match of the day. Because if they continue with the Lancelot and they continue in the same focusing on the early tempo and in the mid-game tempo, denying the Dfyg for any objectives, any kills, any fights unnecessarily, they can continue and they can save a spot.
But looking at the statistics and looking at this number, it tells a very clear story that Aurora Gaming did it.
Yeah, definitely. It was almost like a complete dominance from Aurora. 55,000 gold, like a 9,000, almost a 9,000 difference in gold. 7 towers destroyed, 2 lords slain, 2 tertials slain. And as I said before the match started, actually there was actually question. I felt questionable regarding the picks of Dfyg when it came to Harith in the end, because they didn't have a lot of physical damage dealers, and that showed in the game basically that there wasn't much physical damage. Aurora stacked on the magical defense, since most of the damage that was dished out from Dfyg was actually magical damage. So yeah, TNZ is the MVP as we expected, of course, with Lancelot, 8 kills, 0 deaths, and 7 assists.
We want to continue TNZ in the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Because if he continued and the Dfyg, if they focus him, maybe we will little bit fall apart. But the Dfyg, they know how to come back, because we saw it a lot. We saw they're testing the waters in the first game, then they will come back with the new strategies and new behind the stage things.
Yeah, let's now focus our head into game 2.
Yeah, they will focus more than in game 2, because some of teams they will check what's going on in the first match, because we have more space to testing.
Yeah,
but the mistakes are costly. More costly in the first 3, one game or the second game. Because the stress more, the pressure more.
I just want to put it out there. Dfyg, if they don't put their heads on the game, 1 more loss, and the tournament run here is done. Ends here.
Exactly. And not only the team has a pressure on them right now, even Soldier has a pressure on him right now, since he lost the first match. And we are closer to get to dinner. Of course, you're the win-win situation, but I'm talking about me and him. So
Interesting.
So let's see if you're actually Dfyg is gonna achieve a comeback just like yesterday and win 2 matches in a row or not.
I'm waiting for the dark horse to come back, because the shine, they need to wait to shine. The star. So wait.
Yeah. How long will you wait until you shine?
For the second game. We will see.
Let's see.
Semi-finals pressure hits different. That's why the team is now getting ready for the match 2. So we will be back on a short break. Stay with us.
UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous robotics and many other activities.
Have to be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear? And one move makes all the difference. Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Looking for car, health or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8 star rating. Join them today. Insurancemarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. Insurancemarket.ae.
Energy is life. And today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises. An energy that unites worlds through intention and action. Where physical skills meet digital mastery and next generation of champions are born. This is where talent meets technology. Where strength meets strategy. Where energy amplifies through action and powers the future. The Games of the Future, powered by ADNOC.
All right, welcome back everyone. Ban already started and the stakes have just gone way up. Aurora Gaming PH take game 1 convincingly, and now the pressure is fully on Dfyg. This is the moment where series are defined. Do we see a clean sweep or do we see a response, Soldier?
We are waiting for the clean sweep since yesterday, but still, Dfyg, they will not let clean sweep happens today, because we are seeing the bans. First, 2 bans for Dfyg, Grok and Kalia, and Aurora, they are having banning Hilda because it's very annoying, Adham. I know it.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, but it's very it's easier to counter.
Yes, that is very true. And of course, Kalea was such an annoying factor for the Dfyg the previous game. Although she was basically targeting mostly the tank other than compared to any other hero or any other role. But yeah, they didn't want to take the risk anymore with Kalea. Now, right now, we see the second ban from Team Aurora is actually Yuzong. So are we seeing more XP laner or roamer bans, or are we seeing jungler bans? Since we have no junglers, no mages right now banned up to this moment.
Until now, Aurora, they are having a clean gameplay, and it's hard to break during that game. Like we saw it in the last game. It's hard to break, and it's cannot there is no mistakes to play around. Like the Dfyg, they're trying to find any mistakes. But Aurora Gaming, they are not letting any mistakes happen. They're trying to play a perfect game. Like 18. It was a half.
Yeah, we have a Bastion ban. Still no age bans right now. Mid-lane bans. We've seen. I think they will let the mages, stand out in this game. Probably they're gonna clash in the mid lane mostly. But we're still waiting for TNZ's ban, third and last ban for the first ban phase.
Lancelot is open. Lapu Lapu is open. Eve is open. Farsa, Lunox,
Zushin. Everyone's basically the meta picks actually are all open right now. We're seeing a Gacha man. So are we seeing Eve as a first pick, or are we seeing Lancelot?
Wow.
Okay, Dfyg is going crazy right now. All right, which is something that I really like.
Auto pick, Fanny.
Yeah. Oh, we're seeing a Chow ban actually in the. Are we gonna see a Chow from Rosa, or are we seeing someone else?
If he choose a Cho, I will see a different gameplay for Aurora. Because Cho with Aurora, it's a different play style. Because I saw it a lot in last tournaments.
Yes, definitely.
He changed.
Actually, no, he changed his mind. He's probably might go for a Zushin, but Eve is still actually available. So they went for a Chow and a Zushin. They're letting Eve open for the Dfyg if they're actually planning to pick her. Do you think, Soldier, that they're going to pick Eve, or they might go for your main, Farsa?
They have three options. Lunox, Eve, and Farsa. But Farsa against Chu, you need to have a little respect.
Definitely, yes. And I believe if actually they went for Farsa, mostly the spell is chosen is going to be purified, but no, they're going for Eve. Eve is actually such a great pick facing Chow and facing Zuchen. More crowd control from Eve compared to Farsa, so it is a good choice. We saw also Lapu Lapu. Lapu Lapu is going to be in the XP lane, so no. Right now we have a roamer left for the Dfyg, and we have a gold laner. As for the last pick for TNZ, who is he going to pick?
Still Yushin is open. Lancelot is open for him.
Hayabusa also is open.
So there is a lot of junglers they can choose.
Definitely.
TNZ.
Yeah, definitely. They might actually go for, I believe most probably they might go for Hayabusa or Lancelot, or stick to Yisun Shin. But no, they're not showing their cards right now. They're not showing their jungler pick, so they just went for Esmeralda to face Lapu Lapu in the XP lane. And right now we are in the second ban phase. Who do you think we're going to see get banned? Since we have already a jungler taken, an XP laner taken, and a mage taken.
For me, we will see a roamer. They will ban. Like, you have blue. Yesterday we saw it from Aurora. We have Croc ban. Highlight, which was annoying last game. I saw it.
Your team is banned.
For Aurora. Oh, Lancelot is banned.
Yeah, Lancelot immediately banned. Immediately. They didn't even wait for 1 second. They banned Lancelot immediately.
It's a common sense for Aurora and Dfyg. They are like mirroring each pick, because if I will show my cards, it's they can counter it easy. So no problem. We will try to force junglers bans for the phase 2, and we will choose junglers for the last 2 picks. So no issues for us, because junglers maybe like you can't say it important in the game that he can control the map, he can roam with a roamer, and he can ganks also. So he can control the map and he can give an advantage for his team by objectives and towers.
All right, so we saw, of course, a Moscow ban, and right now the last ban is Ruby. Actually, it's very smart of Aurora to ban Hylos, because Hylos, if a pro Hylos player is there in DFYG, he would actually be annoying for Fanny. Or annoying for the Aurora pick. So they might actually consider going for Yi Sun-shin, I believe so.
As yesterday, Lancelot for Aurora, and we saw Onek for Fanny. Do you remember Fanny King?
Yeah.
Now they are trying to, like Moskov also, we have a lot of mains here, and they are trying to deny it.
Yeah, I expected a Hayabusa pick. I expected it. This was the most logical pick facing Fanny actually in this game.
With the same mobility.
Yes, definitely. And I think right now the FYG might go for 2 more tanky picks, or actually they might take a risk and go for Granger, for example, in the gold lane, plus a tanky pick. So we will see about that.
We are waiting. We want to see. Oh, Granger.
So actually, Cloud
or Granger.
I think they might go for Cloud or Granger in that case. These 2 picks are actually great. Claude is the better choice, to be honest. He has more mobility and more rotation freedom in the map. And we're seeing Guinevere as well. I think they forgot about Guinevere. That's why they didn't notice that Guinevere is available. So it's a pick. Yeah, it's a surprise pick. It's actually a great pick as well, facing Aurora.
For Aurora, now like they have the last pick, and it will continue the puzzle for us. But for Guinevere, for the FYG, this is like little bit matters, because the FYG, they know how to play with Guinevere, and they have Fanny also. So, but Aurora Gaming, they have the same announcer for it. They have Hayabusa, Esmeralda, and Chu, and we have Zushin. For the last pick for Aurora Gaming, he will go for this pick.
He might actually go for this pick, or he might go for Harith as well. Harith as well as a gold laner. Actually, Badang is such a great choice.
First time we saw it.
Yeah, actually, I believe Badang will be facing Claude, and Esmeralda is going to be facing Lapu Lapu. They might prove me wrong in the game itself, but let's see. Let's see. Great picks, wonderful picks. We're also we might see Guinevere as a roamer as well. So. This is going to be interesting for Guinevere, since she has very high mobility.
You will go with who in the paper?
In paper?
Yes.
In paper, I would say Aurora, but DFYG has an interesting lineup, to be honest. Very interesting lineup.
For DFYG. Same.
Yeah.
Dark horse.
Yeah. Their lineup is very interesting. They're taking a lot of gambles. Aurora is playing it more safe than actually risky. So, but they have great picks as well. So let's see. Wish them all the best.
Yeah, I think that's all from our analysts. So one team looking to close it out clean, the other fighting to stay alive. Let's throw it over to our casters to bring you Game 2 between Aurora Gaming PH and DFYG. Casters, take it away.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Thank you so much, panel. Once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Nice, joined here with Wolf. We're in Game 2 of this best of 3 right now, currently match point for Aurora Gaming. And for DFYG, they're going to have to make this work and get a win here to extend the series. Otherwise, they will be done here for Games of the Future 2025 in Abu Dhabi. Now, Wolf, I know we were talking about this on our own here while the panel was doing their discussion. This is such an interesting draft that Aurora brought, man. Like, they swerved it. They swerved it at the last second, too. And I think, again, we always talk about flexibility when it comes to the draft. This is a gold lane Cho.
That's right.
In the hands of Siggy Boom. And they switched it, because we saw that in the earlier. Whoa, he's actually quite low. Okay, this is going to be a tough lane, by the way. That's why I wanted to highlight this, Wolf, because a gold lane Cho versus a Claude.
Ooh. All right, so that's it's a lot of time that Sigiboom will not have, and even Super Ken is threatening for this one. Gonna be just a war of attrition between two junglers, and Super Ken wins it. That is the Crammer that he was able to steal, but TNC will have the retribution for the gold crab. So, arguable who got better off the trades. Pagu will have to help Sigiboom up top so that they will not be gapped that badly. Long actually misses on the Art of Thievery out there, so that's gonna be the end of that clash. But we're talking about the Cho, man. If the Cho is in the roam, it is usually played in the team fights. You can always see it like every single time that there's a team fight. But if you're a gold lane Cho, there is this approach where you can be that split pusher. And then you come in when the fight is already almost done, and then you get a pick off. You look for perhaps the Claude or maybe the Fanny. And in the macro battle, you are the hero that can actually chase the Fanny around because of how easily it is for you to get to the fight. So I think that's a general idea why I pick up the Claude. Now Zed is the Guinevere that is actually being played as the roamer here for Dfyg.
Yeah, it's really interesting, again, how some of the drafts, you might see some similar heroes, but again, the ones that are flexible, that you can kind of interchange throughout the roles are what teams like to go for, especially in these more of like these high stakes, these high stakes matches where you are facing a match point for specifically for Dfyg. And, the Guinevere roam can work. We've seen it work many times. We've seen it in the jungle. We've seen it in the roam. And for this most part, again, this was a first pick priority Fanny for Super Ken. They grabbed it right away. And so even then, you're leaning into that comfort for Super Ken. But it's also risky. It can be risky. It doesn't matter who you are as a Fanny player. It's going to be a risk for the team to make it work. And there's a certain type of execution that comes with that. If you fall behind, if you get an advantage throughout the course of this game, that then the rest of the team has to do. But I would say for the most part, this is all still very comfort also around the board. Yi1 once again on the Eve. And then, we've seen Zed play this Guinevere in the roam before. Vel as well with a Lapu Lapu, who's a mainstay in the XP lane. So there's a lot of great opportunity here for Dfyg to make this work. And the fact that that first turtle basically went uncontested and wasn't fought for is fine, because again, for this whole lineup to work for Dfyg, if they can get pickoffs around the Guinevere early on, great. If not, as Lung gets kicked there, if Lung will be online eventually.
Zed is in trouble. Get taken out. That's the first blood. Super Ken has to run away from this one. The Fanny will not be able to get away from Rosa's grasp. And that is going to be 2 kills for the Jushin and 1,000 gold lead for Aurora Gaming. What a start.
Big start already. Rosa with the Jushin, probably the most picked if it's open. Maybe aside from the Farsa right now, currently, just in the current meta, but also here, the games of the future. And such a utility mage, you get an early start with it, you're going to scale up even better than you normally would. But even then, nice little dodge there. Make sure he doesn't get spatial migration. So he's going to be fine. But again, even using that beacon, look for the turtle.
Oh, Vel?
Vel?
Okay, gets it. And actually forces TNZ out. No retribution, no problem. Now Super Ken wants round number 2 in the mid lane. Quickly learns that he has to just get out of there, as the damage coming out from Aurora is just way too overwhelming for him. Whereas Dfyg up top, Long is just taking out Sigiboom, and comes Pagu. Sigiboom might have overstayed his welcome, does have the purify, and will pop the ultimate down. Pagu in trouble, Pagu down. Rosal gets in front of Long this time, and we will be taken out as well. TNZ, consolation prize to take out the roamer of Dfyg, but Aurora Gaming have challenged this Claude, who has been freely farming up top, only to feed him with 2 kills.
I gotta say, that was like a chess game right there, man. Up top, you see Sigiboom take a ton of hits just from the auto attacks from Lung. They try to set something up there, but then Zed was there to help Lung, and then it just kind of turned into just a trade, But yeah, you mentioned this. You get a kill on Lung. He needs that for the Claude to go ahead and scale up faster here. And I'm wondering what Sigiboom is actually going to build on this show, just because we don't see the Gold Lane show picked up too often. Like it's so rare to see it. I know right now he's got the War Axe. I just wonder through the course of this game what kind of build path he's going to go. Is it going to be more defensive? Is it going to be that pure hybrid? We know, hey, there's some risky players they'll go damage, right? But in this case, you don't want to do that obviously against the Claude when it's across from you. So for the rest of Aurora Gaming's lineup, it's still relatively even across the board, nothing too crazy. I'm still surprised. Oh, E1.
Yeah.
As soon as he got the Sky Piercer.
Great stuns. Now Sigiboom gonna be the trade. Bago wants to go for a kill up to Zed. Zed tanking a little bit for now, but eventually will fall. We can CNZ to even get that killing
another
spree.
stack.
Another stack for the killing spree. Just as he gets it, he gets 2 kills. Oh man, what a dream scenario for TNZ. That doesn't really save them yet in this game, as Super Ken and the gang, they were able to take on the show. Well, Lunar is going to be able to defend the bottom lane, all the while that's happening. TNZ already working on this turtle. Retribution is available for Super Ken. In fact, he has a level advantage over TNZ, but that means that they will just take it. Seems like Super Ken is not even interested in that, especially because 4 members of Aurora Gaming are already positioned around the turtle.
Yeah, they knew they had that too. This is going to be actually of concern though for Dfyg, that TNZ is getting these stacks pretty easily right now. And Aurora Gaming is actually feeding them to him if they get the opportunity to. Another turret's going to fall, so they work on their first turret. They get that down in the bottom lane for Aurora Gaming after getting that last turtle of the game. Now, in this case, like I said, Dfyg, they have plenty of grounds to cover. They're not far behind by any means at all. And as long as, once again, they can contest into the objective, the Lord, once it comes up in about 1:10, they should be there. DHS is now locked in for Lung. He should. Does he have the 3 items? He can deal with pressure here, though.
Let's have the Purify for now. But 3 members of Aurora Gaming is going to be enough. It'll be a little bit too late onto that Purify. Rosa is going to be the exchange. Aurora going to be very happy about this, especially if they do score a kill onto Vel, which will be the case. A mega kill for TNZ.
Another stack.
Another stack. That's 3 in a row. Maybe the consolation prize is the mid lane. Seems like it's not going to be the case. Super Ken, the damage is not enough. Oh my goodness. Aurora Gaming have found so many wins across the map.
Yeah, it's just all over, and it's too bad they didn't get that turret down at least in mid. It's nearly there, so maybe just getting that one hit. But, for the most part, it's troublesome for Aurora Gaming to continue to go ahead and get these stacks for Dfyg. That's where the trouble basically lies, because you're going to see TNZ now that he's got these stacks and he's got, his scaling is where he needs to be, plus the Warcry emblem. He can actually just dive into these turrets and these setups if they find them. And that's what's going to kind of, that's exactly what I was talking about. Oh my goodness.
Oh, immediate burst. TNZ. Oh, we jinxed it, man, because we were so shocked about the damage output of TNZ and how quickly Long melted out there. Dfyg weren't able to protect their Claude, and even without the retribution, seems like Aurora Gaming are not going to be phased when it comes to controlling this Lord, because they know they are in a massive advantage. Super Ken, can he pull off a miracle here? It seems like they're not even interested now. They're not even contesting this Lord, despite them knowing that TNZ committed the retribution.
Everyone's been or has seen a stacked up Hayabusa. Whether you've played against it or it's been on your team, it is a menace, basically, right? Yeah. And TNZ, he's been basically unleashed. He's been able to go ahead and do a whole lot throughout this game, 10 minutes in. And this is where also that transition kind of happens now. Like, he is such a big threat with the Shadow Kill alone. Like this, even if they decide, okay, Rosa dies. Okay, he doesn't. He chooses not to go in, which is better because they want to play into this Lord push. Rosa does die. That's what I was going to say, though, is I'm waiting for to see Super Ken get value out of this Fanny pick. I know for the majority, because of the nature of this game, he's been kind of forced to just stay in these off lanes and push. Oh.
Okay, Purify committed. Nullifying the real-world manipulation from Dfyg.
Sigiboom down bot.
Sigiboom will just... I think that he has reached that status where all he needs to do is to just split the map with his Cho. It's going to be difficult for Dfyg to deal with his Cho. In fact, they will go for the heads up play. They will control Ken, and Super Ken is down.
Another kill.
Oh my god, this is not dangerous, Grass, but with that play coming up from Siggy Boom, you might as well be traumatized from that. Now Zed will have to pop his flicker, but it's not going to be enough.
Another one.
Okay, yep. TNZ with a godlike streak, 7-0 and 2. Bell in the middle of 5 members of Aurora Gaming will be getting out. Fortunately for himself, there are no minions left in the mid lane. But Aurora Gaming, they're pressing the attack now. They want to get this purple buff. Get it. Vel wants to go for the exchange, but the kick from Siggy Boom and the pushback from Baku, they're avoiding Vel. Oh my goodness! Aurora Gaming are kiting. This Lapu-Lapu, this is so difficult to deal with if you're Dfyg.
Man, this is probably the most frustrated I feel like a Lapu-Lapu would be. You know, you're trying to jump in, trying to initiate a fight with the bravest fighter, and you just get kicked. Like, imagine how that feels, how that looks. You're supposed to set things up, right? With that whole combination we see so much with Lapu-Lapu, but with Siggy Boom on this Cho, he's able to just kind of stop that in his tracks. Whoa!
Okay, explosions into the mid lane now. For a while, Dfyg are surviving. In fact, they were able to pop the Eve ultimate, but Zed is going to be the first one to drop. Aurora Gaming escapes the zone of Dfyg. TNC wants to go for Super Ken. Oh, the shurikens are enough. A double.
That's that Sky Piercer.
For TNC, 9-0 and 2. Oh my goodness. A dream game for a Hayabusa.
That's a dream game for a Hayabusa. That's a dream game for a Sky Piercer. So you're going to go for more.
Boom wants to go for the kick. Finds it. Will not continue because long is going to be a problem. But of course, they will give it to the Hayabusa this time. 10-0 and 2 for TNZ on this Hayabusa. How many stacks does he have right now? I think he's maxed out. He probably is maxed out.
Yeah. Yep. He's maxed. I was going to say, like, again, as soon as he bought that Sky Piercer, value right away. Got kills right as he bought it. So it's max stacks now. TNZ, like, that's why I was saying it's going to be a problem. It's troublesome for Dfyg. Zed's going to go for a setup, but this is Siggy Boom. I don't think you're going to be able to do much at all. Good use of the beacon defensively to keep them from going further. And this is, once again, just an objective that's going to go in the hands of Aurora Gaming. In this case, Wolf, you know, when you're facing against a fully stacked Sky Piercer, this actually changes your approach to these team fights too. Because of you're aware of it, but even regardless of that, the way that Pagu has been playing is what I exactly said in last game. He's so aggressive with it. You know, him and Lunar. Lunar is more so, you know, playing a standard Esmeralda game for the most part. It's pretty difficult to kill an Esmeralda, but Pagu is making those plays, cutting them off in between turrets, utilizing the fist crack combination, fist break combination with that flicker if he has to. It's almost up again. So potentially he's going to force a fight and make Dfyg actually respond to this as the Lord slowly makes its way down the bottom. They're trying to hold on to this mid turret. You got some waves being cut up by Super Ken up top. So he's done what he can to delay this a little bit more, see if they can stay in the game here. Over that 14-minute mark, they'll try to clear out this Lord. See what they do. Super Ken still cutting those waves. But again, Pagu, keep an eye out for him. If he decides to fight, he's got immortality as well. So that base turret being worked on. Super Ken will take their purple buff. But these next waves are going to be pushing in here. This base turret will go down.
There's the flicker, but the kick is not on the mark. Eve ultimate. Gonna prompt Aurora Gaming to receive so much damage. A little bit of an oopsie coming out from Siggy Boom. But Aurora Gaming, they have still achieved their mission. They are taking out the turret down the bottom lane. Pagu, the ultimate, just gone to the members. Dfyg did not pay the price as he flickers out of there. That should be it for Dfyg, especially because TNZ, the threat of the Hayabusa, is looming just around the corner. They'll have to clear the minion wave in the middle. And Aurora Gaming will just be happy with one turret takedown. That's an inhibitor of Dfyg in the bottom.
Yeah, usually off that first Lord, you know, finally that tier 1 turret goes down, by the way. Super Ken Swings on in there, gets that down. They needed that, and it's it's such a small thing that mid-tier turret does help. TNZ.
Oh, that's the beacon. That's why it was used now. Vel is gonna drop. That is TNZ. Number 11 for himself. Eve with the ultimate. That they will just run away from that, but in comes the kick. Immortality is available for Zed, but I doubt that he will survive this. And that's a legendary.
This
TNZ,
has to be
12-0-2.
This has to be one of the best KDAs in Games of the Future right now. 12-0-2.
For sure.
TNZ just, again, having the time of his life. And it could have been that way. It could have gone either way for either a Fanny or a Hayabusa. It just so happened that TNZ and the rest of the composition here really allowed him to shine, whereas more Super Ken really had to play the map. He had to go ahead and focus on the side lanes, essentially. But there's been really no fight for the objective. It's every objective, every turtle for the most part, and then the Lords are pretty much just for Aurora Gaming to take.
Yeah. Aurora Gaming, I doubt they will give this up. Dfyg are not in position. Maybe a steal, but Aurora Gaming are getting the Lord very, very quickly. Zed far too late. Might be punished. There's the ultimate. Now they will take out Zed just like that. Sigiboom wants to go for a pickup, but I'll find it for now. Such a calm take for Aurora Gaming. Zed trying to go for and just some sort of vision, some sort of optics around the Lord, but was quickly punished. And the ultimate coming out from Lunar. And Aurora Gaming are just prepping up for a possible ending push. Can this malefic gun from Long make it for Dfyg? We're about to find out. Super Ken trying to go for some clearing out up top. For now, Aurora Gaming are waiting for the Lord.
With their lineup, they should be able to defend this, though. I know they're down 7,000 unless it goes bad with this team fight.
Oh, Sigiboom getting punished. Actually down for the count. The Cho is down. Now, Aurora Gaming, all of their minion waves up top and in the middle were cleared out. The bottom lane with the Lord is also getting cleared out here. Just that one jump coming up from Sigiboom that did not net any kick. It's going to be enough. Super Ken, gotta be careful with this. All Dfyg are on the aggressive now. They want to make a play. And that's going to be enough for Aurora Gaming to just sit down and wait and just get back out of there.
That's what I was saying, Wolf. With the lineup that they have, Dfyg, they should be able to survive. Even a couple of these, maybe one more Lord push if they decide to concede that Lord over for the next one. I don't think they would want to, just because essentially, it's going to be an evolved. But you're seeing it. They're able to go ahead and fight back. They're getting into that form where they're able to. You've got pretty much the items that you need, especially on Lung. He is the big damage dealer here alongside Yi1. Yi1 even having a little bit of defense there with the Winter Crown now. But, Zed picking up an antique Karas, so jumps in.
Double Violent Requiem out there. Can they take out Roast at least? Seems like that's not going to be the case because the stun from Sigiboom stops Vel and the entirety of Dfyg. Sigiboom wants to get a pick off onto the bottom lane. Super Ken. Is this going to be enough damage from the Cho? The stun and the kick will be there. Damage not nearly enough.
Oh, they might get
punch from Dfyg. The sandwich is there. Vel. Oh, misses the initial stun. They push the bottom lane. Sigiboom just pushes them back. In comes the ultimate, the shadow kill. At this point, with 4 members tanking it, there's not going to be enough. Dfyg live to see another set of minutes here, as Aurora Gaming's attempt onto the bottom lane was not going to be enough.
Well, if that's all they had to do, Dfyg is just going through the checklist here. They had to make sure that they were able to defend. They did that. Now they're actually in a contest period where they can actually go ahead and contest this Lord. It's an evolved one. If they somehow secure this, that's going to be massive for them to start knocking down some of the tier 2 turrets.
They have isolated one. That's going to be Pagu. Immortality is going to be popped. Vel wants to secure this kill, wants to finish the jump, gets the flicker off, and the bravest fighter, yes, he can. Now it comes Rosa with the beacon. Vel is going to be traded off because of that. Rosa just handles the rest of the Dfyg. It comes the Fanny. What a Winter Crown, but the Eve ultimate is going to lock him down. Rosa out. Sigiboom looking for an angle with his Joe, prepping up the Jeet Kundo. doesn't have the flicker for now, and he's going to be found by the members of the Dfyg. The kick is not nearly enough as he's getting punished. Now Lunar might be next on the docket. Dfyg have found 3 kills, man. And can Lunar get away from this? Seems like that's not the target anymore for Dfyg.
Oh, they're taking the Lord,
is going to put this Lord. No, but Tianzi is still alive and Retribution is still up. Are you sure you want to do this, Dfyg?
This is a huge risk. I mean, Supercan dealt with the wave. He's going to make it back up here. Lord's at a quarter of the health. Lunar low as well. Has to get away.
Has to purify for now. Tianzi goes for the backlash for the Winter Crown.
Oh,
he wanted punish. Immortality getting picked up. It's going to be the Winter Crown. Can they take him out? That's 14 kills that they can shut down. Tianzi runs away. It's not going to be enough. Tianzi goes down. The punish, the shutdown. Oh my goodness, and the Lord on top of it.
They did it. Dfyg has taken the lead back in their favor with this Lord. It's an evolved one. The lead that Aurora Gaming has held on to for literally the entire game is now gone. Tianzi still a little bit away to be back up, but they got to deal with this Lord. It's an evolved one pushing in, and Dfyg is in a position to force a fight.
Oh, the Fanny overshoots. But that's just for poking. In comes the ultimate Pagu. And the gang, they will get out. The Biko just to get away from there. But the base in shambles. Pagu down for the Calrosa as well. With no Hayabusa to defend. Dfyg mounts the comeback. And we are going to game 3.
Dfyg has to be happy about that. Again, facing a fully stacked Tianzi Hayabusa. And they stay calm and collected through it all to be able to turn that around. That is about as good as a comeback.
Early and not reach the late game, but they couldn't because Dfyg was defending their towers relentlessly in the end because they had 2 inhibitors destroyed, but they still were fighting back, and then they started gaining momentum because it was obvious the damage output in the late game for Dfyg was much higher than Aurora Gaming in the late game. On the late game, it was only Tianzi. Tianzi was actually the only one getting the kills, or the most one getting the kills from Team Aurora. But that's not enough in the late game.
Yes, looking at the statistics, it's close fight.
Yeah, it's very close with the golds, with the towers, with the Lord. But for the Lord, 3 for Aurora, but still they didn't benefit from it.
Siggy Bomb from Team Aurora, they made a lot of mistakes in this game. Especially Rosa in the early game. She was getting targeted a lot with Zushin, was getting targeted a lot, was away from the team, was a little bit more aggressive than the rest of the team. So Dfyg took advantage of that and got a couple of kills on her. In the late game, from mid to the late, Sigmund was actually, with Chao, was becoming a little bit more aggressive. And yeah, they got some kills on him as well, which made Aurora actually at a disadvantage. Yeah, well, Hayabusa, TNZ with Hayabusa cannot do everything on his own. Lunar did a great job actually in this match. He stayed alive for quite a long time. He didn't even die a single time. But as we can see right now, the MVP for the second game is Long from Dfyg, who was actually playing with Cloud, with 4 kills, 2 deaths, and 8 assists.
To be honest, there is a hidden soldier with Dfyg. It is Eve. His damage was real, and he was like trying to focus the back lane like with his all his hands.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true.
I have no words. As you were saying earlier, I was really waiting to finish it, close the series, and then that's it, 2-0. But Dfyg, kudos to them.
Yeah, they did an amazing job actually coming back from the total dominance from Team Aurora. TNZ was unbelievable. I think in the next match they're going to ban Hayabusa. They're not going to let Hayabusa open because TNZ showed actually. Aurora Gaming had 17 kills the previous match. 14 of them was actually from TNZ himself. So he did 14 kills the previous match only with Hayabusa, which is amazing, So I don't think they're going to keep him open for the next match.
But to be honest, when they feed one person and they forget it, they forget about the other team. The other team will be weak. That's why the Dfyg, they took the advantage for this. Like they focus Hayabusa and there is no any damage dealer with Aurora Gaming.
Yeah.
That's why the Dfyg, they divided all the loot for his team, and they focused how to take advantage, trying to kill Hayabusa and finish the game.
Exactly. And they were actually rooting more for Badang to actually get the crowd control factor and create the wall so they can actually clash on the team. But Dfyg knew that this was their strategy, so they were playing a bit far from each other, so Badang wouldn't actually maximize from his skills.
Yes, we will be seeing that in Game 3. This is what we're waiting for, the Game 3 for this series. Okay, all right, that's it from us. Let's go on a short break and let the team get ready for Game 3.
Abu Dhabi and UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous, robotics, and many other activities.
$10.000 dari tes. Pesan, ini hanya tes notifikasi.
To be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear? And one move makes all the difference. Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Looking for car, health or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8-star rating. Join them today. Insurancemarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. Insurancemarket.ae.
Energy is life. And today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises. An energy that unites worlds through intention and action. Where physical skills meet digital mastery and next generation of champions are born. This is where talent meets technology. Where strength meets strategy. Where energy amplifies through action and powers the future. The games of the future, powered by ADNOC.
Everyone, this is it. We have reached Game 3, the decider. One final draft, one final game, one ticket to the grand finals. Aurora Gaming PH versus Dfyg. You know what? Everything we've seen so far leads to this moment. But what's at stake here now? There's no tomorrow after this, no backup plan, no second chance. So the winner of this game secures a spot in the grand finals. Soldier and Groot, can we start reading please the banning?
Now one step closer to the grand finals.
That's
we
right.
need to see Aurora Gaming in the same stress level of the Dfyg. Now it's 1-1 and we are seeing in the game 1, game 2. Wow. Fanny and Gat. To be honest, targeted ban. And game 3, it's gonna be hell of fun and hell of stress for both teams.
Definitely, yes. It's going to be very stressful for both teams. They've got 900K on the stakes right now. So yeah, they no more mistakes. Actually, on the other hand, I really hope Blue shows up in this game. You know,
Yes, give us a good laugh here.
Yeah. Blue is such a great hero, to be honest. We enjoyed our time. Pagu, please pick Blue.
For the third game, I don't think so. There is room for mistakes, to be honest.
Glue is not a mistake, man. Come on.
But there is other options, it's better.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
Patrick, no problem.
Patrick, yeah. If they have Patrick on all skins, that would be good. On all heroes, that would be great, actually. So we have Lancelot as the second ban from Dfyg. So we have Fanny and Lancelot right now. And we have Gacha and Hilda for Team Aurora. We're waiting for TNZ to ban the last hero in the first ban phase. Who is it going to be? Are they going to go for one more XP laner, or are they going for a mage?
I think they will go for one XP laner. Why? They need to focus, because last game, their weak point wasn't the XP laner.
Zushin was quite annoying, actually, the previous game, yeah.
But still, Eve was more better, Dfyg. Dfyg with Eve, with the damage dealing in the last game, and trying to focus the back line and like deleting the front line, because if they have Badang for the front line, versus Eve it's hard. Also Chu last game was playing with the tank build, not like a fighter build. Damage build.
Although he was in the gold lane with Claude, I understand the idea that he actually went for a tank build because, you know, he would be very squishy in front of Claude since Claude has distance damage, you know, he damages from far away. So he had to build the tank. Yeah, exactly. But as I can see, Hayabusa is open, Eve is open, Aurora are taking risks, but Grok is not open. Oh my god, Grok is actually joining us today in this game. Pagu, yeah, he's like, okay, you know, Groot, I'm not going to pick Glue, but I'm going to pick Grok instead, which is such a great choice for him. Right now we have Eon and Vel waiting to go for their picks. Who do you think they're going to pick? Are they going to pick a mage XP laner, or are they going to go for a mage jungler?
Mage and jungler.
Mage
more
and
than
jungler, yes.
They are hovering on Eve because they win it last game, and they know how to play with Eve more than other mages. Oh,
and we have Basha as well. So this is going to be crazy, actually.
But for the first pick for Aurora, like as a Grok, it's understandable because they cannot let it go. It's very advantageous.
But why didn't they go for Basha instead? That's very, you know, like I'm questioning myself. Why didn't they go for Basha? Basha is such a great jungler, and he's very annoying, actually.
Basha was also open.
Yeah, exactly. So why didn't they go for him? Why did they choose Grok instead?
It's a question mark, but still, they know how to. We saw Aurora playing against Basha.
Oh, your main is showing up.
Farsa and Eve versus you. Oh, Yuzong is open also.
Yuzong is open as well, yes. Lapu Lapu is open right now. So, yeah, there are lots of actually meta heroes that are open that they can choose from. Claude. They're not taking risks, so they pick Claude. So, it's a smart choice from Aurora that they went for the Claude pick. Right now, actually, Dfyg might get stuck with a Harith pick in the gold lane or another XP lane or fighter in the gold lane. So, or
Moskov.
Actually, yeah, Moskov is actually showing up right now. Interesting. Definitely
they will play it on the safe side, like we will play in our safe plan.
Yeah.
We will play our mains. Okay, understandable. Ban for Hayabusa. It was very annoying and very fed in the last game. Trying to deny it because it's the last game. And the last game there is like mistakes are costly for both teams. And for the safe plan, try to eliminate as much as mains for both teams and you are good to go.
Actually, Long with his choice with Moskov made sure that this is going to be a long game. So yeah, this is very interesting, and we see Lapu Lapu in the ban. Oh my god, this game is going to be quite interesting. I'm actually very excited to see what's going to happen in this game. But we're waiting for the last two bans from Dfyg and Aurora, and then the last 4 picks for both teams. Do you have any idea? Because I'm very clueless right now about what they're planning for, to be honest.
When you think about it, there is a lot of picks are open. Harith is open. Exborg, Yuzong.
Harith, no one's gonna pick Harith right now. No one's gonna pick Harith because
need.
they're already locked on.
Ruby's open also.
Ruby's open as well, yes. There is Xborg, there is Uranus, there is Esmeralda as well. CC is a very smart ban from their side because she would be very annoying facing Moskov if she actually, in a clash, targeted Moskov. She's going to be very annoying. There is Guinevere as well, by the way. Yeah. So there are lots of choices actually still available, but we're waiting for the last ban from TNZ to see who is he going to ban. And most probably it's going to be another exterminator. Of course, he's on. So we have Uranus, we have Guinevere, we have Xborg. Who else do we have? We have Esmeralda as well. So there are still 4 picks for the XP lane. Yeah. And of course, Dfyg are still looking for a roamer as well. So, will they go for Hylox? Do you think they will go for Hylox?
Hylox is open.
Yeah.
And it's with the Dfyg? Arlott?
Arlott is such a great choice as well, actually. Very interesting
Arlott with Moskov and Eve and Basha.
This is going to be...
it's a very interesting pick.
Very interesting, and the damage output is going to be crazy, actually, if they pick Arlott.
Like 3 damage dealer.
Yeah, 3 damage
dealers,
Eve, Arlott, and 2 crowd controllers right now, 2 burst damagers. So actually, Arlott is such a he completes the puzzle in a way right now. So the last pick for Dfyg is going to be a roamer.
They changed the plan from the first. Oh, glue. Wait, hovering on the glue, Patrick.
Actually, are we seeing Pago as Patrick? Are you guys doing that? Are you going to do that? Because that would be very interesting.
For the last game, we were seeing Patrick?
Are we seeing Patrick? I hope so. Okay. No, they're not. Okay, Terizla. Terizla is actually such a great choice for an XP laner.
I want to put comments on Dfyg. They learned from their mistakes from the first game. They were playing on the magic damage. Now they changed. They will play Moskov, Terizla and Guinevere. They will play Moskov, Arlott and Eve. They know how to divide the damage, and they know how to, we will focus and we need to win this game. There is no room for mistakes. The mistakes will count because one step closer for the grand finals. For the last pick for Dfyg, Guinevere and Terizla, Cloyd, Farsa and Grok. To be honest, Terizla was unpredictable.
We have Uranus and Esmeralda at the last picks, unless they have something else to say. Will they go for actually high loss? Although
Dfyg.
Actually, that's a logical
What do you think of Terizla pick?
Terizla pick is such a great pick because he's very good at crowd control. He has very high life steal, and he actually has good damage. Actually, looking at both teams, all 10 heroes are high damage output, so this is going to be a game with lots of kills. I believe so.
The draft is equal for me.
Yeah.
But I want to go with Farsa, but now I will betray her. I will go with Dfyg still.
Actually, both of them are very interesting. I'm still rooting for Aurora, but Dfyg has quite an amazing lineup, to be honest. Very interesting and very excited to see what's going to happen in this game. Again, I'm clueless. This game is going to be crazy. We might see lots of kills going on.
I want to see Moskov playstyle with Dfyg.
Yeah.
I'm waiting since yesterday.
Actually, Guinevere is such a targeted pick against Moskov. So not only, of course, Guinevere, but Guinevere is the most one because, using her ult, she might actually try to get to Moskov, but Moskov smartly actually used his Purify spell. So let's see.
All right, that's it from our analysts. It's time to let the game speak. This is Game 3 once again, the decider, the final chapter of this series. Let's send it over to our casters to bring you the match that decides who moves on to the grand finals. Casters?
Thanks so much. Welcome once again. Final match between these two amazing teams, Aurora and Dfyg, fighting for the grand final spot. And it's once again, it's one game down to Quit Wolf. I gotta say, man, I like both drafts. You got some comfort here. And I know we mentioned this yesterday, man. They broke the glass in case of emergency. Loon got his Moz call.
That's right. Yeah. Unfortunately, we cannot have two good things at the same time. We're going to see utility versus utility when it comes to our junglers. I would love to see Super Ken on the Assassins for sure. But hey, we get the long Moscow, so it's fine. And we also get the Grok onto Pagu, which so far has been great. I mean, we have seen only the first minute of our battle in the mid lane. And they're already poking E1 as well as Zed. There's so many good picks here. Rosa on the far side. This is Stuff of Legends. One of his most famous heroes for sure that he got known for. And then eventually, of course, we have the Claude from Sigiboom going up against Lungs Moskov.
Okay, so part of this, and also the interesting fact is this is broken walls, right? So that's of course going to have somewhat of an impact. I feel like, you know, when you look at broken walls, it's not a major change, but there are certain stipulations to that, especially depending on where teams decide to fight or how they decide to. Nice little take there for Super Ken, by the way. But this Baksha. Oh
okay.
No. Okay, they're not going to follow it up.
Oh, there is the exchange. So Zed with his own wall against the Grok. Super Ken. Tanky enough for this. Yes, he will survive, but had to pop the ultimate, which is not the best, but he did take away some of the farm from TNZ. You know what the effect of that was? TNZ was at level 4. That's why Aurora Gaming decided to at least hope Dfyg maybe stop Super Ken get into position into this turtle, as not having the level 4 on that Violent Requiem is bad. However, Yi1 does not have his own level 4. So this is something that Aurora can actually punish. TNZ is already looking for an angle in the mid lane. Will not catch anyone. Vel jumping in. Level 5 for Super Ken on this Baksha, which kind of prompts Aurora Gaming to not contest so hardly, but it goes the tech charge onto the backlines, followed with the Violent Requiem. 2 members down just like that. Oh, for Aurora Gaming, and now it's Sigiboom going in for Yi1. Yi1 down. Another double kill for Sigiboom to start the game, and my goodness, 1,700 gold for Aurora Gaming.
That's about the best setup you're going to see from this kind of composition. I mean, a tech charge with that flicker, the penalty zone, into the spatial migration Requiem. That is so difficult to deal with. I mean, what do you do in your case if you're Dfyg and you get set up like that, you know? And that's... that's why the Grok was picked up first pick blue side. You always see this when the Groks are locked in by, again, these type of roamers. You have to give it up for Pagu. He is such a big part of why Aurora Gaming is doing so well in all their matches, right? That kind of setup, that kind of is very reminiscent of what we've seen from Light, right? From the other Aurora Gaming Philippines. And it's the same thing. Essentially, they follow through off of their roam just like they should, and they're able to layer their ultimates so well. And so when you're trying to do that, again, you don't have any scaling here just yet either with this lineup from Dfyg. You need that time to go ahead and get that going. But if you're forced in that situation and you can't even survive through it, it's just an automatic death, you know, with that kind of setup potential.
Yeah, it seems like Dfyg did not expect Pagu to have level 4 during that moment. Because usually during the turtle fight, you don't necessarily have the tech charge, especially the first turtle. But kind of felt like Dfyg kind of hedged their bets in there. They know that they might have overstayed their work. Up, and fence dash coming out from Zed. Sigiboom's not gonna fight. They get out of their blazing do it just to clear it out. Zed popping the ult to get some tankiness. Pagu.
Is Pagu gonna go? Okay.
Not worth it. He gets out.
Not worth it. I mean, he was thinking about it, but yeah, they saw the rest of Dfyg rotate up, and you know, that's what that 2-kill lead will do for Sigiboom on this Claude. Again, you need time to build up on the Claude, but you get an early kill, it doesn't matter as much. You're already in pretty decent fighting form, at least when it comes to the lane, that you can actually bully the Moskov a little bit here. Now that this turtle's coming up, Aurora's going to have control of trying to set up around this objective. But Dfyg doesn't really care. There's a final flash.
There's a flash into the real world manipulation. The tech charge onto just one. Super Ken is still tanky, but the kill onto Rosa. Super Ken being taken out. TNZ claims the turtle. A kill and a turtle for Aurora Gaming in exchange for Rosa's life. They're going to be traded. Not going to be the case for now. They will not have enough control for this Arlet with a lot of dashes. Still a win for Aurora Gaming in turtle number 2.
Yeah, they get the objective. It is a trade in the kills, but again, not the target you want to go down. You know, it is Super Ken on the Baksha, but he doesn't want to fall further behind if that's the case. Now, he's doing okay because, again, you can rotate quite quickly, farm out the way you need to, especially when you're considering you're up against Guinevere. But again, Tienzi's just so aggressive on this.
Long is quite low.
The Revenge Strike.
Revenge Strike is gonna kill him. And Zed as well bites the dust. Dfyg. They attempted to go for a cheeky play in the mid lane, bringing in their Moskov to farm, but Lunar is prepared for that. They didn't even have to pop the flicker for that kill. That's a lot of value that Aurora Gaming has gotten in the mid lane. Now they can even pressure the mid lane. Super can pops the ultimate just to prep for some wave clear out here. Also pops the ultimate. There's the final slash to step up for this. And there's Spec Charge again up to 2. Aurora Gaming are just destroying the Dfyg. Pagu didn't even have to be cheeky with that. That is such a straight up head-on collision that the Dfyg have lost.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's an exact reason why when teams decide to go ahead and first pick Grok, you'll see why. Again, one of the best picked roamers right now in the current meta. Just so valuable, despite what happened in the patch here too. And it's just, you know, even with the Brave Smite, like he's able to go ahead and get a little bit of health left, you know, or get a little bit of health back when he uses his abilities. And Pagu, once again, Dfyg is going to have an answer for this at some point. And, you know, what is the answer to being set up in multiple ways against this composition? Well, it's you would say, oh, it's just positioning. But the problem is, with positioning, how sometimes you can't prepare for it because Pagu on this Grok can just appear basically anywhere, and he's got a couple choices. It doesn't always have to be the tech charge, right? Like sometimes it can just be the Rampart to mess things up. Sometimes it can just be the swing, and sometimes it's that auto attack passive that he has too. So like, there's so many things that a Grok can do that. I mean, you know, like that too. It just that's why I said the Rampart alone is enough to just mess things up for a team.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta stop talking Naisu because they might nerf. Moonson might hear you. They might nerf this Grok. Don't want to see that, but it comes the real world manipulation. Not gonna be enough. Zed is taken out. Super Ken is gonna be under 5 members of Aurora. Miraculously survives all of the damage from Aurora Gaming. But the damage has been done. The Dfyg is going to defend the mid lane though. Long will actually get out of there. Aurora Gaming kind of felt like, okay, we don't need to risk anything. Let's just get out there. Yeah, let Super Ken live to tell the tale and tell his teammates to not mess with us. That's what they're doing right now.
You know, the fact that, yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive Super Ken didn't die there, but it's like, you know, he is a Baksha. He's got the Tortoise Puissance. And, you know, they need to rely on Lung and Yi1 in an essence to scale up. Do they actually force a fight here? They still hold on to the tier 1. I don't think they want to. That's the thing. Dfyg doesn't want to fight. It's more so of just kind of holding on at this point. You're 30 seconds away from the Lord. You know that you've had some time now for Long to farm up. He even got that tier 1 turret up top. So they might finally get it for Aurora up here as Sigibone knocks it down. And, you know, that's the thing. If anyone was like, I want to see this Moskov from Lung because they've heard about it, well, this is one of the games where he's got to go ahead and lock in and turn things around once again. You know, as you see him on your screen here, Lung's done this many times. Yeah. So you, even though you see a 6,000 gold lead for Aurora Gaming's, you can't completely count out Dfyg just yet. They have been able to go ahead and turn things around. The comebacks before Vel.
I want to go for Vel this time. Vel will be taken out. Easily coming up for Aurora Gaming. They had to commit the tech charge now. Final right here for Yi1. He's down as well. Super Ken cannot help his teammates. Zed will have to flicker and ult. A triple kill already. Make that 4 for Aurora Gaming. And that looked to be a very casual take onto the mid lane. The Dfyg have lost ground. And now the Lord now being taken by Aurora Gaming.
All right, I was saying, you know, that you're going to have to play in the long, but unfortunately, man, if your team essentially gets wiped out in the mid...
Oh, no way!
No way!
No way!
I take it back.
Take it back.
What I was saying earlier.
No.
Just leave it alone.
Oh my goodness. I was really waiting for it, and the camera angle was kind of difficult for us to see. But there was a split second where my visions kind of slowed down, and I saw that spear, and I was like, "There's no way, right?" And yeah, Tienzi, oh man, gotta scratch their head. Still, Dfyg That's definitely a mini W for them, but there's still a lot of an uphill climb that they have to make, you know?
We've seen this twice, Wolf. Now with a Moskov taking the Lord when the jungler...
The same guy.
You know, I mean, at one point you can't say, okay, it's just luck.
Yeah.
Like, there's some calculation in there, man.
Yes,
like
sir.
I'm telling you.
This is pattern recognition that we're doing. This is not luck anymore.
man.
Tech charge in the middle. Punish Zed. Push them
Zed's
back.
dead?
Yeah, but he's probably dead now. And Dfyg have cleared the minion wave for sure for that one, but yep, they were able to breathe a little.
So again, something like that. I know we always, a lot of people react to it. I'm sure people in the chat watching were saying the same thing, but in reality, you steal a Lord, what it does do you when you're down this much. Again, this is a 9,000 gold deficit. It may buy you an opportunity in this game,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
that's a very small step in the right direction. And once again, this kind of lineup with the way things have been going is entirely leaning towards that. Your Moskov, whoever it might be, whatever team might this be, is able to go ahead and get that space to work with, get the damage off, take out the people. But you look at the lineup from Aurora Gaming, that is going to be very difficult to do. No matter how locked in Lung is, the amount of work that's going to take, and for the rest of the team to catch up or allow him to do that is such a big task here. Again, you're talking about a Grok, a Terizla, who has a passive called the Body of Smith, which lets him tank up even more damage the lower health that he is. Plus, he has the wings, So it's like the amount of time that needs to be bought for Lung to make it happen is massive. Now they have that potential, but you can see the items here. They're so far away as a team, right? As a team from being able to actually win those exchanges, win those fights. And that's why the only option for them at this point is to go ahead and buckle in. They potentially probably don't even contest the next Lord. If they try to get in that position, they could risk losing these series, losing this opportunity to go to the grand finals here, because some of the defensive items now have to be in consideration too. You see the Winter Crown over here for TNZ. Wind of Nature just got picked up here for Siggy Boom. So, those things are going to be troublesome. Plus, if Lung gets in that range, you see the Chastised Pauldrons there too.
That's right.
For Pagu. So that's really difficult to make that work. This spear, not going to land that one.
Yep. Aurora Gaming. They don't know that Super Ken is actually in here. They want to go for Zed. That is the sacrifice.
Oh, can he steal this?
Can he steal this? Nah.
Oh.
No drive-by for you, and Super Ken definitely going to be punished. Dfyg sacrificed 2 of their heroes, and they will not get anything out of that. This is how dire the situation is for Dfyg. Now the defense. They do have the Eve. That's E1. And no tech charge for now, because they have committed that against Zed. And Aurora Gaming gonna be waiting for this opportune moment. Vel has to pop the Fire Slash just to speed up clearing that minion wave in the middle. And fortunately for Dfyg, Super Ken and Zed will respawn in time for this defense. It's gonna be tricky. Pagu has the flicker, has the tech charge now. Lunar as well. Battle spells and ultimates available for Aurora Gaming. Pagu with the wall. Eve very early with the ultimate. Lunar wants to answer this Eve. They would not be able to take him out for now. Lunar's actually in trouble because
Lunar's still alive.
He survives just enough with a sliver of HP. The Body of Smith working wonders. My goodness, somebody blocked that spear. And he survives. Lunar is alive. Bell isn't though. There's the tech charge. Catching 2 with a combo of that wall. And now they have taken out 2 members of Dfyg. Aurora Gaming, they can feel it. They're now jumping in. Long in trouble. The base in shambles. Super Ken trying his best to defend, but it's not going to be enough. Aurora Gaming goes to the grand finals.
Aurora Gaming, 3 games, make it happen in a dominant fashion for Game 3. After losing that Lord there to that spear, they readjust and make it happen, going to the grand finals here. Phenomenal series. Great one to have 3 games. Again, when you get to the semifinal, Wolf, and you've only got 3 games, you have to play your best and you hope to get the full series. Got to give it up for Dfyg here. Once again, the improvement that they have made time and time again.